Hello guys, and welcome to a brand new video. And today we're doing something, the first time I'm doing this on my channel, and that is F1 Esports qualifying. Of course, I'm not actually qualifying for F1 Esports because, well, I mean, you could pretty much guess if you watch one video of my channel of me playing on this game that I am not even close to esport level, because if not, you would know my name. But at least we're gonna give it some kind of a shot in this episode to see in this round 2. This is round 2 of the qualifying esports, to at least see where we rank up against the best of the best. So here we go. Now, basically, what you're trying to do here in this challenge is you're in Lando Norris's car, and you're trying to get you have soft tires, you have fresh new rubber, and you just want to catch up to the to Sainz and get up to P7. We're doing this with 106 AI, just like you guys know, and you could see the assist in the screen before when I just did the time lapse. But without further ado, let's get stuck into it. This is my first attempt. You can see very scruffy. You got already issue warnings. The warnings, or basically what you get scored on, is warnings, then the actual full time of the full time of your race, and if you actually pass the challenge of catching up to P7, and the difficulty, everything counts. The fastest lap, the overall time, the warning. So even one warning will really cost. And I got 2 in this first round. Of course, I actually didn't spend that much time on this. I think I spent like 40 minutes on this. So yeah, I mean, I don't feel like there's any point spending so much time on something that you're not really going to achieve anything out of it. So we get our third warning there. You can see in our first attempt we get a penalty, and we don't stop there. As you can see here, just taking it way too tight. To be honest, this was just a practice run to see how we fared against Carlos. It wasn't an amazing run, to be honest. Of course, like I said, it's the first run, so I'm not really surprised that it wasn't amazing. But yeah, we're actually gonna get 2 penalties in this race. We already got 1, of course, so not 2 more, just 1 more. And yeah, just getting a sense of what we should do, and yeah, how hard it is to actually complete the challenge. You can see that I went wide in turn 1, and that was a recurring theme with this first attempt. I just wasn't able to get turn 1 right, but I ended up nailing it for the remaining 2 rounds. But you can see here, just really risking it all, just trying to see what the limits are, see where I can cut and where I can't, and just getting seeing what I can do, and that's what I mean. As you can see here now, we have 2 laps left in this first round, and we still haven't even gotten the arrest of Sainz. We're actually not gonna be able to catch up to Carlos in this first round, but that's alright, because like I said, it's the first round, and we gotta start small. So this is, I believe, we will get another warning. And actually, I just want to show you guys, this corner you can really cut. There's a sausage curb there, and you can just, you want to go with one wheel, with the right wheel to the right of the sausage curb, but you can just cut it for the rest. Like, every wheel can just go over the sausage curb. Here, it was just, it's the final lap now. It's kind of sad that I didn't even catch up to Carlos. I just really exploited all kinds of track limits. I exploited this one as well, but of course, this you didn't even get a warning. You can, actually no, I didn't even get this as much as I could have, but you can really go aggressive on that. And that is also a tip for time trial, just going aggressive on that corner. But yeah, you can see here, just trying to catch up to Carlos. We do get into the DRS, but there isn't any more DRS, so we go in way too wide here, and we do pick up our second penalty of the round, and then we get another warning, and we're gonna get a final warning. This corner right here is probably the easiest corner to get a warning on, because you're just getting so much speed, and you feel like you want to just go wide. There we just pretty much floored that one, and we obviously went wide. This is my second attempt here. You can see just a little bit better this one was, but we still did get some warnings, and we still were kind of finding our feet, and just trying to see if we could actually catch up to Carlos. You can see here, our first lap, it's not a full lap. You start from the middle of the straight. You do a 35.0, and that is going to be the fastest lap we do. And like that is literally the fastest lap we put in for the entirety of this video. Like even in the third and final try that I did, it didn't manage to equal that. But in the next laps, I just wasn't able to match that lap time. And to be honest, the reason why I wasn't able to match it is because the AI of Norris drove for me for like the entire first sector, so that's why I probably couldn't match it. I'll put my hands up. That's probably the only entire reason. Yeah, you can see here just trying to catch up to Carlos, seeing how fast we can catch up to him. And here you can see I was a little bit sensitive in the exit, just trying to get into my head that I need to short shift there. Yeah, we're now 2 seconds away, and to be honest, this was an amazing recovery. 2 seconds away with 30 laps left. Well, we just kept gaining solidly. It was much better than our first round. This is where we pick up our first warning, I believe. Yep, it is. And then we almost pick up another warning here, if I'm not wrong. We go in a bit deep, yeah, and you can see here, I just stayed really close to the exit, just hoping that I wouldn't get a penalty. I think that's a great way to avoid getting a penalty. Just trying to stay wide. I know that doesn't make any sense, but I think the game realizes that you aren't going wide and you aren't taking advantage because you aren't going straight back into the racetrack. I don't know. I just use that as a precaution. But we have picked up a warning, and that will turn later on in this race into a penalty. But you can see here, once again, the penultimate lap, and this time we're much closer to Carlos. So I was really confident that we could get into his DRS, but I believe we actually do not, because I think what happens is when you get so close to this, you relax a little bit too much, and so you just stop pushing. Actually, 3 things happen. As you can see that we pick up another warning. 3 things happen. 1, you start relaxing and you just push a little bit less. 2, you see that you're probably gonna get this, and so you get a load of pressure. And so you start making mistakes. And 3, the AI, at least, I don't know if it always happens like this. As you can see here, we pick up a 3rd warning and a penalty. But the AI basically speed up at the end of a race. At least Carlos, in this occasion, Sainz's AI did speed up as we get yet another warning. And then to top it off, we go wide there. And we just don't manage to catch them up. You can see that's where the detection point is. We're just 85 thousandths away from getting the detection point, which is actually kind of fun, kind of ironic, because my number is 85 and we're just 85 thousandths away from getting the DRS, and so we don't overtake him. And this is my final attempt now, and we're gonna watch this attempt in full because it's an attempt I decided to go with, and you can see here just pushing kind of hard but losing a little bit there, and they're just going a bit too tentative. And here I always lost the rear end there. I just didn't get into my habit of short shifting before the exit, so I just short shifted really late. It wasn't really a short shift because I shifted late, and I wasn't able to get a nice run. You can see here, this was a really good attempt, especially in our run to catch up to Carlos. And so you can see here, just losing the end a little bit, and you can see that we don't match our lap time we did last time. We do only a 35.2, but the last time we did a 35.0. But yeah, so we're just going to, now you can see our nail turn 1, and yeah, this was a much better attempt, like I said. But the thing is, I can confirm, actually, you probably already know it because it's the attempt I said I was going to go with. We do catch up to Carlos, but as you will see in the future, well, actually, as you can see in the future, we will be pushing much less than we're pushing right now. You can see here, just really, this track is so amazing when you get it perfectly. It's really satisfying to drive when you don't get any warning. You just drive on the limit, near the edge, every single second of this track. It's just really satisfying, and I just can't wait to do this time trial. But I've got a long way to go there. Still have to post China, actually, which I still haven't recorded, but I have recorded Zambor, so that's a video you will be looking forward to watching in the future. But you can see here, just once again, I'm very aggressive. You're going a bit wide in the exit, not the best we could do there, but once again, we're right there just trying to, this was another corner that you just really had to just modulate the throttle. And these attempts really made me realize how weak I actually am, and maybe controlling the traction, because I really was always losing the rear end in a lot of traction zones. And that is a way I like to drive. I like to always be catching the car, but I realized that maybe it's gone a bit overboard, and I need to try to maybe work on that in the future, because usually that doesn't happen when I'm in a Mercedes or in a Red Bull, because those cars are obviously better. But now I'm in a McLaren, and you can see, and I've actually noticed as well in my first episode of career mode, which will be going up in my on my channel, probably either this week or next week. So look forward to that. But in that episode, I am driving. I'm not gonna say what car I'm driving, but I am driving a lower team. I'm not driving one of the top team cars, and so I do notice this lack of traction on the rear end, and I feel like that is a really, if I can improve on that, I feel like I'll be really strong. But you can see here, just losing the rear end everywhere. Really not really a clean one, I guess you could say. But as you can see there, basically, in these attempts, I use rich fuel mixture on the straights, and then I turn it back down to standard for like the corners, like here, for example. And then for the ERS modes, I use the ERS basically from the hairpin that then leads into the main straight, from the exit of that till the DRS line, and then I turn it off there. So this way I just have it for a longer period of time. But what I don't realize here, and I'm actually not really good at doing this, is actually modulating the tire temperature. So, I mean, not tire temperature, I mean engine temperature. As you can see, they're just going to the limit through that corner. I really nailed that corner, like the one that I was telling you it's easy to get a warning on. I really nailed that in this attempt. But as I was saying, I'm not really good at keeping the engine temps down, and just because I'm not really looking at that too much. I just like to run reach fuel mixture as much as I can. But I realized that I probably should try to improve on that as well, because that will really improve my performance if I can try to keep those engine temps down, cool the car down, and make the engine go faster in the actual straights. So I'll be looking at doing that maybe in the next esports event, which I believe is in like a month or so. So I will be posting every event from now on. I'm sorry I missed the first one, which was in Italy, which actually probably would have been a better result than this, because I believe I'm better in Italy than I am here in USA. But anyways, continuing on then with the actual attempt, we are now only 1.5 seconds from Carlos, which is just about where we were a few corners later in our second attempt. So looking at it this time, we have no warnings, so that's really good. But this is when something started to click. This is when I realized that this attempt was going to be completed. This is when I realized that I was definitely going to be able to catch up to Carlos, and this was going really well. I was really happy with how the attempt was going. And this is when something clicked. I realized that I didn't want to mess it up. And suddenly I was messing it up more than before. Because you get this kind of pressure of not wanting to mess up, and you just think about not messing it up, but you actually mess it up because you're not driving with instinct anymore. You're driving with, with feeling of wanting to just get this to the end, and not mess it up. And that happens to me a lot. I need to improve on that. But yeah, so this pressure was really getting to me. So at this point, I just realized I don't want to mess it up. I don't want to get a warning. So let me just try to avoid that. And I will admit it, as you will see in the few coming laps, I could definitely have improved this attempt, because as I overtook Sainz, I will overtake Sainz. I believe this straight right here, because we do get the DRS. We do sure shift early enough, so we don't lose him. We don't lose everyone a lot, and we're actually gonna maybe hold the overtake one a little bit more. No, yeah, we are putting it on, making sure. Actually, we're not gonna catch him up here, so we're not gonna use it. But as soon as we overtake Sainz, you will see a massive decrease in my performances. Actually, not massive, but and you can see that I'm driving much less aggressively. That's because to be honest with you guys, I was really scared of messing this up. I really didn't want to mess it up. I felt like, I knew how risky it was to get a warning, and I really didn't want to do that. And so I was just driving. I'm gonna drive for the rest of this attempt. You'll see that I'm gonna drive with very carefully, just making sure we don't get a warning. You can see already there, not even touching the outside curb in fast left-hander. And here, not even here, not even getting a little bit of oversteer, which actually is good, but like it shows that we're not really going aggressive. And here we're gonna go around the outside of Carlos Sainz, trying to squeeze in, but he actually locks up there, I believe, because he goes straight into us, and we go do a little bit of tire banging, which is actually kind of nice to have a little bit of tire banging with the eye. To be honest, actually a really nice feeling. But we do get the position on him, and now we have the position. And you would say now we would break free of the DRS range. I mean, there are only 2 laps left, to be honest. But you would say that, right? But we actually do not. That is part of me showing that we're not driving as aggressively as we could. But yeah, we're not going to. It's in the corner. I was especially being careful on was the fast left-hander, which really did put in, a kink in my performances, because that is a really crucial corner to get right and to get fast. And if you get it fast, you're really gonna improve in your lap a lot. But I just didn't manage to do that. I was just really cautious, and I wasn't sure of, I just didn't want to mess it up, and it just brought me to a level of caution, like I said earlier, that really brings you to lose more time than you gain. Of course, if you wanted to know if that's it for the challenge, like you've done it, now you can just relax. There is also, you could try to catch up to Ricardo, but that is of course not part of the challenge, so it's not required. But of course, you do want to keep pushing, because the overall long time does matter in the it doesn't matter in the actual points. You can see there we get a 35.4, which is actually a pretty decent lap time. But I was just, my lap times might still be good, but I was not driving with the same confidence I felt I had. I felt like I was not driving with the same confidence I felt I had before overtaking Sainz. If you think that I did that lap while overtaking Sainz in the same lap, you'd say that's a pretty good lap. But you can see here in this lap, just losing 2/10 alone in the first sector, and we're just gonna keep doing that for the rest. So I'm kind of like trying. It's also I'm trying to downgrade my attempt. This is a really good attempt. So I'm not saying that this was not a good attempt. It was an amazing attempt, to be honest with myself. If I do this for myself. And I really felt like I couldn't do much better, but I did feel like that I could do somewhat better. Not a lot better, but somewhat better. I feel like I could have done there. You can see not cutting the corner, not even touching the inside curve. They're going wide. These were mistakes, mostly me going, conservative, but they still did count as mistakes. And so here we're gonna through the final right-hander, and we finally will come home to finish this. I was really tentative in this final corner, because it's the final chance you have of going wide. You can see here, we go wide in the entry and we go tight in the exit. The worst thing you could possibly take there, but we have done it. We've done a pretty decent job, considering I'm not an Esports driver. And so yeah, that's gonna be it for this video, guys. See, here are my individual scores, and you can see in the total we got a 711,000. Is that how you say it? I'm not even sure. 711,468. There we go. And we got into the top 13%, which is pretty good. I felt like maybe we could have improved to the top 10%, but hey, what you gotta do. But until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.